Hi, and welcome back to another episode of A Spinner's World. Hopefully I have edited out everything prior to this, otherwise you knew more about us now than you really want to know.
Or more about me than you really wanted to know.
And if I did edit it out, I have kept it as blackmail. Welcome to another episode of A Spinner's World. I have caught her inability to talk. My name is Ashley, spun too tight on the internets.
And I'm Dory, hop stitched and away.
And this is episode 50 something. I think it's 7 or 8 now. I think it's 8. I'm putting bets on 8. It is like 1 week to the end of November. Literally.
I can't believe this year's gone by so fast.
I know, right?
But before we continue what I was going to tell you, and for those of you, the last time that I was on 2 weeks ago,
yes,
my family is safe. We
good.
have heard from all of my family. There is a little bit of a scare for a minute with a cousin of my mom's. His sisters, they hadn't heard from it. It took almost 2 weeks for them to hear from them. But everybody's safe.
That's always good.
Yes. So thank you for those of you that sent positive thoughts and prayers that way.
I had a student who's from the Philippines as well, and her whole family was there trying to get in touch with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, same kind of thing. But that's always good news. What was we talking about? Did you say who you were?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good.
Right after you.
Sweet. I woke up yesterday with this head cold, so I am like so spaced out. It's not even funny. Dory has knit things. I have knit things. What do we want to start with?
Let's start with knit things because that's all I got. So, I've been working on those socks. Actually, I kind of ended up putting the socks aside for about a week after you saw them last. And then I picked them up this week. Actually, I picked them up in the last couple of days. And I just turned my heel before I came over. So I was like, you know what, let me turn the heel because this might be a little bit, I was going to have to definitely use the book, and so I didn't want to have the book while I was sitting here.
Yeah, because then you can't get as much done. But after the heel's turned.
I turned the heel, and now I'm ready to start the leg. So I really like how they're coming along.
Nice.
I think I like toe-up socks better than the other way,
cuff down. I prefer the opposite. Nowadays.
Simply because, well, I like cuff down because it's very easy to start.
Mm-hmm.
But the hardest part I have noticed for me in finishing a pair of socks is the foot. Just because by the time I get to the foot, I'm ready to be done. You know.
See, I have the opposite with toe up because then I love the foot, but then the cuffs, I'm like, oh man, maybe
no.
I can have 2-inch cuffs.
The cuffs, I can actually get through pretty quickly. But when I'm doing it the other way around, it's like my foot takes forever. So I like getting the foot out of the way. And then I also, I'm doing a gusset heel. I should probably mention, I didn't mention that last time. I was doing a gusset heel.
Well, you weren't to the heel yet, so.
Well, no, but in the first pair of socks, yeah. I didn't mention that I was doing gusset heel. And gotcha. I actually like gusset heel. It's pretty easy for me. I decided to do gusset instead of the afterthought, even though I was doing stripes, just because I was tired of doing afterthought. You know? I wanted to try something different. I wanted to try a new way to do a heel. And I think maybe the next pair of socks, I'll try a different method, so I can figure out which is my favorite method of doing heels.
And I have ones that are like my favorite method, but they're the ones that don't fit well on my feet, so then I never make them.
What is that?
Heels, I like the gussets for the way they fit.
Oh, okay.
Like the short row, well, all those short rows do work really well for me. Afterthoughts do too, but they're pretty much the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
But I should be done with these within the week. So it provided that.
You better. No long ends.
Yeah. I get most of my knitting done at work, and so I'll eat lunch, and then I'll knit the rest of my lunch, and then during nap time.
I thought you knit the rest of your lunch, and I was like, why are you knitting your lunch? Never mind.
For the remainder of my lunch break, I will knit. And then during nap time, after all the babies are done and I've got all the room cleaned up, I've done all my paperwork, I'll knit the rest of nap. So I can end up anywhere with an hour to an hour and a half of knitting time. But this week is going to be a different week because our numbers are low because of Thanksgiving. I think on any given, I think Wednesday's going to be my busiest day and I'll have 5 babies maybe.
Parents actually want to
So-
see their kids, I guess.
And so I might be working a shorter shift, which means
Yeah.
I may not get a lunch, which means I may not be there, or I may not be there for nap time. So
So you'll
it'll
have to knit
depend.
at home.
Yeah, I haven't been knitting at home though, because when I've been home, I need to finish unpacking.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's like knit, unpack. I really want to knit, but I really need to unpack.
I vote you do breaks,
So.
like an hour of unpacking, 15-minute knitting. That way you're stretching and getting different muscles, you know?
So I did start unpacking my fiber and my yarn, so that's nice.
Important stuff for
Yes.
sure.
Well, I got all my books done, except for my textbooks from college and stuff. I'm trying to figure out where I'm putting all that stuff. But all my regular books, and I have enough books now. I could actually, if I had another room, I could have a library. I was half tempted to turn the guest bedroom into a library.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. But then if I have a guest over and I want to hang out in the library, I kind of have to kick my guest out, which is the reason why I didn't turn the guest room into a guest/craft room.
Yeah.
So
I always take over the guest room's closet space. And they can
That's-
be in there, but my stuff's in the closet.
that's going to probably eventually happen. But at that point, hopefully I will be able to accumulate some furniture.
That's true.
So they've got furniture to put it in. So, and the closet in the guest bedroom doesn't have a rack. It's just got shelves. So if anyone wanted to hang anything, they couldn't anyway.
Oh, wow. So there you go. More space for yarn.
Yeah. So, but that's all for me.
I have been working on, I actually recorded late this week because I'm a slacker and, you know. get
I
busy.
just now noticed her shirt.
It's my algebra shirt.
That's cute.
Instead of
Sorry.
variables, it has owls in the quadratic equation.
Where'd you get it from?
The internet. Woot shirts.
Well, where on-
WOOT.
Oh,
shirts or
okay, yeah.
something.
Uh-huh.
I bought the pumpkin pie one too and wore it Friday to school, and everyone pointed and went, ha! And then proceeded to explain to me what my shirt meant. It was hysterical.
Yeah.
It was hysterical. But this is sad 'cause I actually got paint on this when I was painting my office. I have a little bit of paint on it still. It's coming off slowly but surely. It'll come off eventually. I think if I keep wearing it and washing it, right?
You can't tell,
Not
maybe
here.
not, but the symbols, that's actually wood. So in case you can't see the detail, it's not just owls, but the
They're on little branches.
Yeah.
And the little one that's below the branch is flying to keep himself up. It's quite detailed. I have Doctor Who ones too from the same place. I'll give you the website. You'll enjoy it. But we'll see. So I recorded Tuesday, and when I recorded Tuesday, it was like, hi, I haven't knit anything. You missed it. So since Tuesday, actually I did very little since Tuesday. It wasn't until like yesterday, the day before, that I got like sucked into another cell phone game, which is what's beeping. It's notifying me of stuff. I got into Heyday, which is like a little Farmville kind of game where you have to like, you know,
Oh.
there's animals and there's, you know, things you have to make.
You and your little
gosh,
farm.
I am sucked back into them.
Do you remember back when she was
In
she was-
Farmville all the time?
Yes.
But this was better because I could do it on my cell phone. And I got to the point now where I'm waiting like 10 minutes before I can do anything. I'm getting a lot of knitting done in that time. Which is better than when I tried to... See, I played Plants vs. Zombies during the week. And that's one that you had to like interact with constantly. Which is annoying because then I, you know, don't have like wait time. I like wait time. This game has wait
Have you
time.
tried the Smurfs? My mom.
Yes,
used
you
to
got me
play
into
the
that.
Smurfs. Oh, that's right, because I told you about my mom and the Smurfs.
And then I got to a point where I don't think I could do anything
You had
for a
to have
while and I got
friends.
bored.
You had to have friends.
This game, you do not need friends. You can need some friends. It's nice, you know. So if you, yeah, I would highly recommend it. It's great. I'm
I'm
on level 10. I started last night.
I'm just on Candy Crush.
Oh
so.
my gosh. Yes, I'm stuck on this one level. I've been there for a while.
Isaiah and his brother John hooked on it
I got my
over the
mother-in-law.
summertime.
I got my mother-in-law hooked on it, and she's like, she friended me on, you know, she friended me on Facebook, and so she's only on Facebook for the games. And so she logs in and she's sending me lives and stuff. She had to like one of the things where you had to have friends to unlock the next level. And she only has 2 friends on Facebook because she only gets on Facebook for games. And so she only had like 2 possible people that could unlock her. So she had to unsign out from Facebook, use the unlock codes to get through the level, and then log back into Facebook so we could keep sending each other lives. But I have been working on Herbaceous still. And I got lots of this done because, you know, I don't know if you remember when I podcasted Tuesday. I was like, I've gotten this much done. I was probably about here. And so now I've got another 2.5 inches or so on there. I am in the third repeat. I have to finish my third repeat and then I get to start my heel. And so that is coming along fabulously. Can you tell the issue in the yarn? With the color repeats?
I can't. I must be.
See how there's this big chunk of orange? And then another big chunk of orange? And then a big chunk of cream? This was a piece that had a knot because when I started socks with this yarn like 7 years ago, I had done like an afterthought heel thing where you had to like cut the yarn, put a different kind of yarn in for a heel. And so when I ripped the socks out because they didn't fit, I attached the yarn to one of the sides and thought, okay, good, well, it's in the right... I pulled the yarn through trying to get it so the colors would match up. So it wouldn't, but it skipped like a whole half of a repeat. And I didn't notice till I got down to here. And I'm like, wow, these colors do not repeat like I thought. I saw that it went from the speckled one, or the solid to the speckled to the purple, just like it did appear, solid, speckled, purple, but then this cream started up and never ended. So they'll be fraternal twins. Not that I ever make my socks match anyways, but they definitely will not match.
I can't quite be certain, but I think my socks are going to be matching.
That's bizarre. For you especially.
I know.
Her socks she buys at the store don't match.
No, they match. My socks match. I just don't wear them matched because they don't pair them up. So, which kind of just, this is going off on a bit of a tangent, so if you want to fast forward through socks, go right on ahead. My socks are mismatched mostly because I'm lazy. And I don't bother matching them, and then I kind of like not wearing.
She has like a zebra print one and like a cheetah print one on right now.
Yeah. But now they sell them mismatched.
So now it's not fun anymore.
No, so I think I'm like, I think I better go back to taking the time to matching my socks.
Now you have to buy the mismatched ones and then match them.
Yeah. Yep, my socks match. Well, look at that, wouldn't you? And you know what? And now that I remember, I think I specifically cut the yarn.
So it would match?
So, yep, you can see. I cut the yarn so that it would match. I purposefully made a pair of socks that matched. Let me see your hand, please. No, like, let go of the sock. Do I feel warm?
No, you're kind of clammy, actually. Maybe you are sick. I was like, why are you touching me? But I've been working on herbaceous. These are on size 1, 2.5, 40-inch circular. I'm going to talk about that later. Because then I started another pair of socks. Just like I said last time, I was like, I showed the picture of the yarn and I'm like, well, it's still on the bobbin. If I don't skein this off tonight and post pictures on Instagram, someone please come yell at me. And I got a text message the next day going, well, I watched the podcast and then went to Instagram to check and saw that you actually did it, so I was coming to yell at you. Thank you, Trishy. But I skeined up and washed and dried Captain Tight Pants. It's done. Sorry, I was trying to get like the lights. There's so much shadow. Yeah, I love it. I've been posting pictures on the internet. And then, because, you know, it finally dried yesterday, like last night, but I didn't get a chance to actually go through and start socks until this morning because I spent all night last night knitting this much of herbaceous because I got sucked into a phone game. Yep. So I started my socks. It's all tangled up here and, you know. Yeah. So I have about 4 rows.
Is that Ashland Bay?
No, Into the Road. Captain Tight Pants.
Oh, I didn't even see that was the same same yarn. I was paying attention to my socks, and so I just figured she showed it and then
was showing something
set
else.
it down and then picked up something else. I didn't realize.
Nope, I've actually started the socks with Captain Tight Pants. It's in like this brownish, reddish brownish kind of color right now. So I am making Cobbly Wobbly, I think that's the name, by Fibertown. Same person who made the herbaceous sock that I am also knitting right now. And yeah. I'm knitting these on size 2.25 millimeter instead of the 2.5 because sometimes the yarn's a bit thin, sometimes it's not. But I'm knitting it kind of loosely just to make sure it's, you know, the yarn's like lace weight in bits and it's, you know, sock weight in others. So it's kind of, I ended up with like 500 some yards.
I was gonna say that looks like an awful lot of yarn.
It's huge. I don't know. I thought it was a nice 100-gram skein. Maybe I had more fiber than that. Because when I counted the yards, I mean, it looks like a sock weight. It doesn't look freakishly thin.
Mm-mm.
And I got over 500 yards.
Maybe you were just super efficient.
I must have been. And like, I thought I was wrong. I actually want to say it's closer to 550. And so like, I actually spun this up, plied it up, counted it, got 530 something, thought I had the wrong number, washed it, actually took a tape measure to figure out how long the whole skein was. Mm-hmm. It was shorter than I thought originally, so I recounted the strands up and had more than I had originally because I was being lazy when I counted the first time and apparently skipped a bunch of strings. And so I ended up with like 550 some yards. So I haven't weighed this. It is probably not 4 ounces. It's probably a little bit more. That's my guess. Either that or it's just lighter and airier than I realized. And it's not as dense as my usual yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Not sure. But I'm knitting Cobbly Wobblies. My goal, the knit along ends Saturday. The knit along ends Saturday. I'm going to see if I can finish them. That's the goal. So between breaks and me playing Hay Day, I'll be knitting socks. I'm probably not grading a single thing this week.
Oh, that's right. You're on break. Wednesday? Starting Wednesday?
Yeah, starting Wednesday. So I have Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday.
What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving then?
Probably nothing. My family was originally coming into town, but they had to cancel on me, so I'm gonna make food. And I'm gonna have leftovers for like a week. It'll be great. That's the plan. That is the plan. But yeah, that's all I've got for knitting and spinning. That's all I've done is 2 pairs of socks and phone games.
That's more than I've done.
If anybody plays Hay Day and wants to be my friend on Facebook so that I have more friends, let me know. I am not beyond begging. Although I'm not sure what friends do yet. I haven't gotten to a point where I've needed them, so, you know. I don't know. I have no idea.
You could go back to that Robinson Crusoe game.
Oh, no more of those. I don't need... Oh, dear Lord, no. There's so many games out there that I get sucked into. I need one game.
I have this habit of getting sucked into a game, and then, like, after a month or two, I'm
Then you
bored
never
with
play
it,
it again.
and then I don't play it again.
Yeah.
Candy Crush is the only game. Now, there was a spell for about a month, maybe a month and a half, that I didn't touch it because I was frustrated. I got stuck on a stupid level. It's like...
I noticed. I'm like, maybe Dory's not playing, so I stopped sending lives. And
No,
then all of a sudden...
I just got stuck on this one stupid level, and then I started playing it again and finally beat it. But I think I've been playing that since March.
I believe it. I started playing...
That's a long time for me to be playing a game.
Like, right when school got out is when I started last year, so June.
Yep.
So you're beating me.
Mm.
I started in June. You
Oh,
started in March.
for staying with a game.
Yeah.
Normally, I've dropped a game by now.
Oh, yeah.
A long time ago. Normally, it would have been, if I started in March,
By
I'd
June.
say by June I was done with this.
Very done, like, haven't logged in since. And,
Yeah. And I get her hooked.
Yep.
And did you see this game that
That's
I
why I'm
played?
telling you, Hay Day, I'm
So-
telling you. I have pigs, and I have cows, and I have chickens, and then they make eggs.
See, that's too high maintenance for me.
I'm always late to the games, because then I see, like, other people like Dawn of Knit and Wolf, and, you know, Tina from Knitting Blooms, and they all have, like, level, like, 80 or something, and I'm like, wow. I wish I would have played this when they were playing, and, like, you know.
This is gonna sound really awful. Okay, so my boyfriend I got them, he and his brother hooked on Candy Crush, and then in the month and I was actually quite far ahead of them since I'd started a few months before them, and then in the month and a half that I quit playing, he got way ahead of me. You know, he's like, I'm not even gonna catch up with him anymore unless he quits playing for a spell. Those of you that don't know Candy Crush, when you're doing a level, you can see who are the top scorers. And if he's one of the top scorers, my goal is to beat his game. I don't tell him this. I'm not usually
this is the boyfriend?
Yeah,
I'm gonna friend him on Facebook just to have him for games.
I am not usually a competitive person, you know, unless I'm playing soccer or sports or something, but that's different, you know, but I'm not usually a competitive person, but I see his little icon there and he's like number 2, I'm like, I'm gonna be number 1.
Or at least number 2, and you make him number 3.
And when I beat him, I'm like, yeah. say anything to him, though. I let him quietly think that he's, but yeah. So.
It's like when you beat the game and you're like, no, I passed this level, but I can't lose to him.
Yeah. I have been guilty of going back and trying to play a level again because I didn't beat him and I wanted to beat him. But yeah, I'm like,
When I get to that point where like I can't unlock the next level until I have friends give me lives or whatever, or the unlock codes, I go back and try to like get 3 stars on all the levels. Because it's just, a weird, crazy obsession of mine. But we're just babbling completely now.
Yep.
So don't forget to post your pictures of finished socks. Hopefully I will have another pair, maybe 2 pairs. I doubt that. Hopefully I will have a pair of hand-spun socks to post before the end of the month. If you get done, go ahead and post yours in there too. I'm keeping them in a spreadsheet to pull things from, so it won't mess with numbers or anything.
okay.
But if you have not, make sure you enter. Any socks you finish get you an entry. Socks that are knit out of handspun get you 2. Socks that are knit out of handspun, spun recently get you 3. And if you use one of the special patterns, you
Define
get an extra
recently.
entry.
Like within the 3-month
time
period?
Yes.
Okay.
So it would have been September. It would have been September, October, November. I couldn't remember what month it was. I was like, oh no, I am the wrong month. But make sure you get those entered. Make sure you get those entered because we are drawing next Sunday. For sure. For sure. And there is roving as a prize. If you don't spin, I'll spin it for you. Let me know. And then I'll send it out. So, thank you as always for watching. We will be back next week. Have a great week. Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Yes, happy
And
Turkey
happy
Day.
Hanukkah.
That's so bizarre. for me that
Hanukkah
they're
starts
same time.
on the thanks. Yep. So.
It seems so early for Hanukkah too, but then Thanksgiving's so late this year. So.
Yep.
Crazy. So have a great little start to your holiday season. The Christmas decorations are already out at stores. So have a great week. Bye.
Bye-bye.